Welcome to the Code NRL show. Dave Riccio here, as always, with Michael Carianis, as always. And the other, as always, is not always here.
No.
Because he's gone today.
Brent Free, Reed Zone. He's still recovering from Origin.
This is a great day for everyone.
He's still recovering from Origin.
Yeah, he's going to get therapy, counselling.
His Tigers
on how to better understand Origin.
What about it? What about his year? Tigers are gone. Broncos are no good. Storm are struggling.
That's so true.
Manly have hit a wall.
All his teams are gone.
Sorry, Brent.
Oh, well, the show rolls on, Mickey. It's been an incredible week of news in rugby league, as it always is, but notably at the West Tigers. Jarome Luai. The story that broke last Thursday Thursday afternoon, that the news of Luai's impending departure from the Tigers unfolded, and he has just fronted the press today to discuss that departure. He speaks pretty well, doesn't he?
Oh, he's great talent, Jarome, and he's pretty direct, pretty forthright, takes ownership, and there's a couple of interesting things that he said around, if I derailed the season because of my move to PNG, I'll wear that. Right, that's on me, right? And then, some conversations around his form, and if he's not playing well, he's had a conversation with Benji to pick other players if he doesn't feel like, if he wants to make that change. And, said he was shocked and surprised by the Tigers' decision, but after he wore it and came to terms with it, understood what they wanted to do. Yeah, Jarome is a great media talent, and, he's one of the good interviews in the game. Yeah.
Interesting that point that you made in relation to the exit from the Tigers and going to sign with PNG, and he said if that moment in time derailed our season, that's on me.
Yeah.
How do you think Tigers fans and Tigers teammates feel?
What was he supposed to do, Dave? Because of the structure of that contract, the Tigers are to blame in a way as well for putting the clauses and the timings around those clauses in.
But you can understand why they had to.
I understand why they had to, but this was always the risk that when you did that, this was going to be the outcome. I understand all parties in this situation, right? I understand Jarome chasing the cash and going to PNG.
Yeah.
I understand why the Tigers put those clauses in, because they were, they signed a premiership winning player when they were bottom of the competition, right? And I understand why the Tigers have said to him, all right, thank you, mate, but you're gone at the end of this season.
Yeah.
So I understand it all. Yeah. Whilst it's created headlines and, some strong storylines for us, because it's big story.
Massive.
They're all big stories, right? But I get it. And I'm not critical of anyone in this situation. It's the circumstances which have led to these decisions.
Yep. The social media posts weren't brought up at the press conference.
Yeah, I found that weird. I would like to have known, because I'm not an anime expert. I don't understand what any of that means.
No.
You, Dave?
No, mate.
Your anime translation?
We probably need our crazy mate Brent Reid to understand that. To be honest, he would have some type of theory.
So I don't know.
That didn't come up. Interesting, the club captaincy didn't come up either. That'll be interesting to see if he retains that for the remainder of the season. What's your thoughts there?
I think he should play. I've got no issues with him playing and captaining.
In the interim?
Well, for the rest of the year. Yeah. Well, he's only there for the rest of the year.
I understand, but what if it just goes a bit even further south for the West Tigers over the next 3 matches?
Well, they're losing.
Yes.
They lose. Depends on his performance. Depends on injury situation. But they're, they still talk, and Benji was quite defiant about playing finals footy. Or if there's any chance of playing finals footy, they need Jarome to be playing near his best.
Yep, agree.
So whilst they're in finals contention and whilst they feel like they need Jarome playing there. So I wouldn't be banishing him. I just wouldn't.
Does it set the West Tigers back next season?
Well, they're not a better side with Jarome Luai out of it.
I agree.
All right, so that's the point. But I get what they did. I understand, and they can, spread the love a little bit. We heard Benji talk around their depth and their lack of depth this year, and that's hurt them because they've had injuries to key players. And, doesn't matter which club you are, if you lose your top 5 players, and they've probably lost their top 5 players at times throughout the season.
Yeah, they have.
You're going to struggle, 100%. Right? So, but their depth levels aren't there. They've had blokes that are training trials play first grade and stuff this year, right? So, but the market's pretty bare. So if you sat there and go, well, their squad's going to be improved next year, don't see it because they've signed Jake Avarello, and that's really it at the moment. So unless they get a few more signings between now and next season, they're a weaker squad without Jarome Luai next year.
Yeah, I think so too. Parramatta.
Not a great signing. Good signing for Parramatta. Good signing for Parramatta. Look, the reason everyone's been so critical is the mixed results of the Jonah Pezet deal this year, right? Jonah Pezet and Jarome Luai are completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different in terms of stylistic, right? Jarome Luai is a 5'8". Jonah's an on-the-ball half. In terms of what they've achieved in the game, in terms of the relationship already with Mitch Moses, and the fact that, Parramatta have these two young halves that they believe will be first grade ready by 2028, not next year. Okay, so this buys them some time. And it also allows, you look at Talon De Silva and Isaiah Yongi, in another 12 months' time, they're going to be 80-plus gamers into their career. So they might, by that stage, they can have a rookie 5'8" in that spine. You throw them in next year, these guys are still learning, right? But 3-4 years into first grade now, they should be able to take that next step by 2028.
Yeah. Interesting point you make there, Mick, about Jonah, with comparisons with Jonah Pezet, and maybe Para fans are a little bit nervous about picking up another 12-month player. I just don't think Jarome's been Jarome-like. The elite level Jarome on a consistent basis at the West Tigers. I think that's a level of concern.
Of course.
For Para fans.
But if you sat down and said, who's one of the closest players to Nathan Cleary in the competition?
Closest players to Nathan Cleary?
Yeah, in terms of halfbacks.
Well, Mitchell Moses. Yeah. So you feel like that combination from Penrith can be replicated?
Jerome's at his best when he's carefree, ad-lib, stepping on the inside, playing off the cuff, right? And Mitch is at his best when he's running the side and getting players to points of the field, right? So it will work. That combination will work. But I feel like that freedom...
Penrith Mark too.
Well, I wouldn't go that far with for Parramatta. They just cop playing finals. But, I feel like that combination will work and not going with the expectation of being the man in the halves, right? Yeah. And this will be his challenge at the Chiefs because he might have to be the main man in the halves. He goes to Parramatta, it's Mitch's team. It's not Jarome's team.
Parramatta still need a front row as far as I'm concerned. They still need an outside back.
Yeah, they're desperate for those two positions.
I'm just wondering whether they go... I wonder... The influence of what we saw of Jarome, because I firmly believe he did shift the dial of the West Tigers of being a more attractive club.
Yep.
Now makes it Parramatta more of an attractive club, and Spencer Leniu.
Well, they're tight. They are tight.
Yeah.
And Spencer lives in and around Parramatta's training facility. But yeah, thought that would have moved by now, but it hasn't. That Spencer deal.
No.
But, Jarome was asked, was your time at the West Tigers a success? And he thought back on the journey. I think it was Adrian Pashenko from the Herald going, well, what do you think?
Yeah, right? yeah.
And it's hard to measure success, but it's easy to measure success.
It felt like Jarome was saying, what do you think? Of course I have.
Partly, but he
and I know I don't doubt. As I said, he shifted the dial.
They don't sign the May brothers.
Paul.
They don't sign Taruva. They're in a much better situation because they signed Jarome.
Yeah, I agree.
No doubt. Wins and losses haven't equated to that. No. But the club is in a much better spot.
Jarome said we're not playing for wooden spoons anymore.
Yeah. Which is
we'll see.
Wasn't the same lofty expectations that he set when he went there, but they're not playing for spoons anymore. They're in a better spot. It was a good signing, and I think the Tigers, in a way, because Jarome's interesting, right? Like, he's 1.2 salary. Is he a $1.2 million player, right?
Yeah.
But they've got the best out of him in terms of what he's been able to deliver off the field, on the field, in terms of players that have been able to recruit. So I think, and I understand this is not a criticism on the Tigers for putting those clauses in.
No.
I get it, right? But I think he hasn't done his job at the West Tigers. That job would have been playing finals, but they're in a better spot than when he got there.
Mick's significant story broke yesterday. Zac Lomax in talks with the PNG Chiefs. What's happening here? Will he end up signing?
The story's twofold, right? Firstly, Brent Reid had the story that Melbourne had approached Zac Lomax about playing for the club next season. Parramatta had given their blessing because Parramatta own the rights to Zac for 26, 27. And they wanted Jack Howarth in return. Zac said no, right? Which, let's rewind a little bit. This is what kills me. 6 months ago, told Zac Lomax saga could have been done and dusted if Melbourne had agreed to release Jack Howarth to sign Zac Lomax. because that would have been done in the preseason because that's who Parramatta wanted. Anyway, Zac said, no, not happening. I'm like, oh, why is that not happening, right? Because, you know, he's got contracted to Australian Rugby at Western Force for next season, so you can understand that. And then here come the Chiefs, made a pitch for Zac Lomax. I think it's a 3-year offer on the table for Zac. And I think it's probably more likely than not that he ends up as a Chief in 2028.
No, he's heading up to PNG to have a look around?
He will at some point, yeah. He will at some point. He's been there before for some PM's games. But yeah, he will head there, and I think if everything's okay, he'll sign with the Chiefs, and I think it's a really good sign. Like it's
a good sign.
There's been some criticism of Zac.
He's a gun player.
He's a gun player. He at the top of his, like I have not, like when he was playing on the wing, right? There's been better wingers, okay? But in terms of the outcome and influence in results for their team, I'm not sure if I've seen that too often of the influence that a winger had on results.
Yeah, 100%.
And Zac did that in his last year at the Dragons and Parramatta, right?
I had gotten a Barney with Paul Crawley on 360 about this, about how Parramatta have desperately missed Zac Lomax this season.
Yeah.
He led them metres.
Yeah.
He made the most amount of metres at Parramatta.
Yeah.
Tackle bus. He's a goal kicker. He shifted the game, of which at times this season Parramatta have desperately needed that circuit breaker of a player.
Yeah.
And yes, he was a winger, but he was able to. You'd see him move infield and change games.
He's an elite player, and if you throw him in, and you know, you look at the Chiefs, and if you go before November 1, so November 1 is when they're really, you know, they've been able to have a dabble on the open market, but November 1 is when they hit the ground running in terms of, you know, they've already got Jarome, they've got Connor Watson, Alex Johnson, maybe Zac Lomax, Matty Lees from the Super League. That's a pretty impressive core 5.
Yeah.
Before their real trade window opens in November.
Yeah, true. Yep.
So they've done a great job, and they've got this opportunity to now, when it gets to November 1, if Nathan Cleary's on the market, if Sam Walker's on the market, whatever marquee, you go, well, yeah, we want you, we need you, but you're not taking a leap of faith because we've already got this surrounding you.
Yep.
Usually for new clubs, and it's been the same with Perth, and the Dolphins were a similar case. They've been waiting for they needed a marquee to set the tone.
Yep.
Well, Perth, PNG have already set the tone.
Yeah.
Right.
My question is how the heck haven't the Perth Bears jumped in here? He's playing with Western Force over the back fence of the Bears, and well, not a play.
I don't understand. Okay. I don't know how he's not, like, if you sat down, if the news broke yesterday that he signed with Perth, I'd be like, yeah, awesome, get it, right? But the fact that PNG have slipped under their guard and look like they're going to get the deal done just shows things that are happening with Perth. I don't know how slow things are. And
they start training this November.
You might be playing for them.
Well, hey, I've got a little bit of speed out of dummy half.
Crafty.
Hey, crafty. Extraordinary. Anyway, Zac Lomax, I reckon he'll be there.
Yeah, good to have him back in the game too. And, you know, there's obviously the rhetoric around his contracts and things and stuff. But I think if Zac Lomax is available and you're PNG, you have to get him, and they're doing a great job.
Mickey, huge game at Ocean Protect Stadium. Sharks versus Newcastle. The Sharks coming off an extraordinary 66-0 thrashing of the Dolphins. I just couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that performance. Well, more so the scoreline.
Yep.
Huge game. Bit of breaking news in the telly yesterday. Toby Rudolf set to stay at the club.
Yeah, had a long-term 3-year offer on the table from Catalan's Dragons, but has opted to take a 12-month extension at the Sharks. Look, it's all but done.
Yeah.
They've agreed to, look, it'll happen. He hasn't put pen to paper yet, but it will happen. Toby Rudolf will remain at the Sharks for another 12 months. And it's interesting because they've probably offered similar deals to other players in terms of 12-month contracts, but they've gone and chased longer-term deals, which is their prerogative. Yeah. But Toby Rudolf to stay there, and I think he's been really good and really important for him this year.
Super consistent. He's a really, really important member of that forward pack. And while we're talking about the Sharks beating the Dolphins, it must be said that Toby's not part of that, and he has been a mainstay of that pack. So too Braden Welle, Jesse Colquhoun didn't play, Britton Nickera didn't play. So here they are up against the Knights. And there's a real sense within this Sharks team, for everything we just spoke about, Mick, that this is it. This is the window. This is the chance. They have to go for the throat with Jesse Ramian, Sione Katoa, Cameron McInnes,
Talakai,
Siosifa Talakai, all moving on at the end of this season. And that's been the core group of Craig Fitzgibbon's past 4 years that have made prelims. And certainly internally at the Sharks, it's being spoken about by these players that they've only got this chance. And an interesting thing that Sione Katoa, Sam Stonestreet had played a long block of games for Cronulla with Sione out injured. Now, Sione was given the chance to come back into this team, out of the words of Craig Fitzgibbon, because he had earned the right to finish his career with the goal that he's attempting to achieve, and that is a premiership. And I reckon you can see it in their performances, Mick. And tomorrow night's huge.
Huge game, huge game. And the form of Braden Trindle, I think Blake Brayley is their most important player, but Braden Trindle is just, if he can, we've spoken about this before, if he can mirror Will Kennedy in a way and bridge the gap between his best and worst performance, which has been Will's strength over the last 2 seasons, I think, with Will, right?
I agree.
If Braden can just bridge that gap, like his ceiling's bigger than Will's, obviously. If he can bridge that gap between his best and his worst, they can do damage. I know everyone focuses on Nico, but Braden Trindle is the chief playmaker there. And it's Nico's past 2 performances have been his best for the past season and a bit. Right? So, but I think that comes with where Braden's at and Braden's game. For mine, Braden's their most important half. But Nico's running game is his strength, and he's shown it the last couple of weeks. So they've been impressive, the Sharks.
You're right about Trindle, because there's 9 out of 10 games, and then there's those 6s. And if he can get the 6s up to a 7 and 8 and sit at 7 and 8s, then the Sharks are serious threat.
And that's what Will Kennedy's done. Will Kennedy's been...
He's dead set an 8 every week.
That's it, right? Like there's not much fluctuation between his performances where there used to be, right?
100%.
But now I think he's just found that level of consistency and he's doing a great job for him.
Credit to Fitzy there, because he's copped a lot of crap over the past 4 years about not shifting this roster. And he's a coach that backs his judgment, backs what he's seeing. And if you actually assess it, he has slowly drip-fed a player or two out of his roster over the past 4 years. And with the greatest respect to each of those drip-fed players that have left the roster, they haven't gone on and been household successes. When he makes the call, he makes the call. But when he sticks by the player, he has every reason to do that. And I think they're repaying him. Will Kennedy's an example. Braden Trindle, another example.
They got to repay him in the business end, though, Dave. Like,
it's got to get the. That's right.
This has been I think there's 3 elite teams in this competition: Penrith, Warriors, Roosters, and I think Sharks are
That's fair.
That next tier. And the question still remains: can they mix it with the big boys?
I'd put them on par with the Warriors, to be honest.
I just think the Warriors have done it for longer this year.
Only because they've beaten them, but. Newcastle.
That performance on the weekend has been coming for a few weeks. Like that. Like I know they probably should have scored early, but they got blown away and, did well to salvage the game, really. But I feel like that's been building. Like they've got away with some
They got lucky against Saints.
And tie. Like they were ugly. Like they were, credit to them, they're still winning.
They fight away,
They found a way to win, which is so important. But feel like that performance has been coming. And I'm very concerned around their middles with no Jacob Safidi now. A few other injuries have now crept into their forward pack, and that's a concern for them. Jermaine McEwen's been a good player. Kobe Hopwood got a shot, and then he's out now. So there's a few of they don't have the depth in the middle of the field, and I think that's where Brayley can have some real joy.
Well, I think the matchup is Cronulla much stronger through the middle, and then you would argue that the Knights,
the edges
are still more potent.
It's not a bad edge for Cronulla when you got.
I'm not bagging them. I'm just saying when you.
I've got some.
I think Bradman Best is in doubt for this game, Mick. So keep an eye on it, and also Greg Marzoo.
Okay.
So if they are out, they're 2 big outs for Newcastle.
Definitely. Bradman needs to play for it.
Let's rip through these tips just on that one. Who are you going with?
Sharks. I think Sharks
for
me.
Tonight's game. Broncos, come on. Now, if Reedy was here,
I went to their first game. I always tip Brisbane.
Yeah.
I don't know why he sounded like Buzz then.
Yeah. It's Penrith all day for me.
Yep.
I know it's chips
Not
all
all
in.
day. Not all day.
It's chips all in for Michael Maguire
But
with the squad he's
It's a
named.
very good team.
Interesting, left out Billy Walters.
It's a good team.
It's a
very
good team. Great team.
So,
yeah.
but Penrith, yep.
Penrith. Roosters Storm. Oh, Melbourne.
No Munster, no Hughes.
Oh, my goodness.
Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters. They're my minor premiers. Yeah, I'll tip the Chooks to be my minor premiers.
Are you still on that?
Can they catch them? Yeah.
No,
I need Brisbane to beat Penrith, and then
they won't get. I had Penrith Roosters in the grand final.
yeah, they're
so
100%.
But yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Saturday afternoon, Raiders.
There's some tough ones here.
Raiders Rabbitohs down in Canberra. That's a tough tip. I struggled there.
Yeah, definitely struggled. Yeah, Raiders were good. Look, you know, the pleasing thing about the Raiders was the form of Owen Paddy and Ethan Sanders
Yes.
last week. They were really good.
Yeah.
And we heard Ricky come out in his presser and walk around the middle, laying the platform and stuff to make it easier for their boys. But they were super impressive last week against the Dogs. But
Flip a coin for me.
South.
Yeah, I'll go the Bunnies. Warriors Dragons. Got to go the Warriors.
Yep.
Again, St George Illawarra. I think they've shown glimpses. They're coming off a last start win against the West Tigers. They had a bye, and they're flying over today, being Thursday.
Couple of tough ones to round out the weekend.
Bulldogs Tigers. Bulldogs for me.
Bulldogs. Yeah.
Not with great confidence, only because I think the West Tigers are struggling.
Oh yeah, I just haven't liked what I've seen from the Tigers over
Not
the last
at all.
month. Like just energy.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yep.
It's gone.
That's
And
gone, isn't it?
That's the concern. So yeah, the Bulldogs were really bad last week too, though.
Yeah.
So I'll go Bulldogs.
Yep. Titans Manly on Sunday afternoon. Absolutely massive game for Manly.
This is a toss of the coin. This one.
You like? Yeah, the Gold Coast are going good.
I'm going Manly, but like I don't think it's as big of an upset for the Titans to get the job done.
No, I agree with you. But it's Manly for me.
And this one too.
Dolphins Cowboys final game of the weekend. Dolphins Cowboys. Okay. Tom Dearden back for the Cowboys. I went the Cowboys.
I went Cowboys.
Yeah. Mickey, here at Code Sports, we're giving the fans the opportunity to get the BS
Yes.
off their chests.
Yes.
All right?
So if you need to call out Reedy, let us know.
Yeah. Mate, we'll come in and help you. So, you know, it's all those soft calls and those dodgy bunker reviews and the buy rounds that nobody wanted.
Yes.
You got to go on to codesports.com.au and there's like a comment section for every rugby league fan
Okay.
to vent. It's like a therapy
Hopefully
session.
they're filtered before they get to us.
No, I don't want them filtered.
I do. There'll be some abuse.
Keep them coming. And you know what? Josh from Sutherland's already chimed in.
Oh, your shy neighbour.
Yeah, 100% on you, Joshy. He said, I call BS on the 98% success rate. Josh has done the numbers. 98% success rate of the NRL bunker. That still averages out to like 2 howlers a week. It's not good enough.
I do, like, I'd love some. Has anyone ever fact checked the percentage?
Josh has.
Like,
Josh, he's done the numbers.
I haven't.
No.
We just take the NRL for their word.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
We just, like,
Yeah, the NRL push out the
we
stats.
should just sit there and
That's
make
really
the
good
tally,
journalism
but,
by us.
that could be your job, Dave, next
Thanks,
year.
mate.
Sit there and, yes,
Oh, yeah.
tick, no. But
There's
I
been some
don't
howlers.
think it equates to 2 howlers a week, though, does it? We don't get 2 howlers a week.
Maybe 1 howler a week. It'd be close to 1.
A week? No. 98%, baby.
Werns from Caloundra. On your Werns, thanks for the note. Forward passes are a joke, he says. Plenty every game. You put a chip in the ball. A computer chip, I would assume, not a French fry. It's either forward or it's not. No floaters.
So I was speaking to someone about the NRL about this. Apparently they trialled a chip, right? I don't know what game.
When?
Oh, a couple of years ago.
Right.
Mate, it had like 47 forward passes.
That's not surprising.
It was like ding ding in one game. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you gonna?
You're causing more drama than
What
what
are you
you
gonna
need.
imagine? Could you imagine 47? I think it was 47 in a game. It was something like it was 40 something in a game. And
That's
they're like,
hilarious.
yeah, this is on the back burner for a little bit.
Yeah. So there, yeah, that's just an example. Josh and Werns, thanks for your notes. Get on to codesports.com.au podcast@pnghchiefs.com.au. Leave your BS message. That wraps up our BS segment for the week. We want to hear from you, so come on, get it off your chest, and we'll talk to you next week.